guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, as you can tell from the title, I am going to be talking about my tattoos. I have 8 in total, if I remember correctly, and I'm just gonna go through them. A lot of people who don't have tattoos and see mine kind of ask me about like the pain level and stuff like that, and like I have tattoos kind of on every area of my body, so the pain level definitely is different. I started getting tattooed when I was 18. My parents would not allow me to get tattooed before then. They said I had to be an adult. So I started getting tattooed when I was 18, and I've gone like slowly but surely to get tattoos. I kind of wanted to wait to get my next tattoo to film this video, but quarantine. Yeah, I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about my piercings, just like all the like body modifications I've done. So yeah, that is what this video is going to be about. Please make sure to subscribe, you know, as the true YouTuber I am now. So I feel like I should just go in order of like when I actually got my tattoos done. I think that's a little bit easier to go through and just remember like all of the ones that I've gotten and all the stories, but I'll give you a little bit of background. There are some that are a little bit more personal. People, I don't know if I'm the only one with tattoos that feels this way, but like when people come up to me and ask me like what a tattoo means and I don't really know them, it freaks me out a little bit. But here I am on YouTube telling all of you what all of my tattoos mean. I've always gotten tattoos that feel very like personal and something that felt very like right for the moment. I actually don't regret any of my tattoos. I love them all, and they were all very specific like points in time and like pivotal moments in my life that the tattoo was just like cathartic and I needed it. So my first tattoo, I got it when I was 18. Like I said, I was living, I don't know if I was living in Boston at the time or if I was just spending my summer in Boston, but I know that I wanted to, or I knew that I wanted to get a tattoo that like had something to do with my little sister. I have one sibling. She's my little sister. She's 20, we're 5 years apart, so she is turning 21 this year. So yeah, so I got this tattoo when I was 18. I got it at, I don't remember the shop name, but it was in Harvard Square, and I went with my little sister, and she was not a helpful person throughout the process, but whatever, I forgive her. She's been with me for a lot of my tattoos, actually. It is, I don't want to be butchered in the comments. It's supposed to be in Sanskrit. I think it's in Sanskrit. God knows if it says gibberish or not, but whatever. It was supposed to say little lion, but the actual Sanskrit word that I got for little means tiny, so it says tiny lion, but you know, same difference. But my uncle basically used to call my sister Leoncia in Spanish when we were little, and it's because she, unlike me, has like this huge mane of like beautiful curly hair, and whenever she would wake up in the morning when she was little, they told her she looked like a little lion, so I decided to get that. Yeah, it is my first tattoo, and definitely one I love the placement. It's yeah, it's a really beautiful, well done tattoo. I've never had to get it touched up, which is really cool. It's never like blown out or anything like that, and the lines are pretty fine, and it just like fits my arm really well, and I can't imagine my arm without it. So yeah, this is my first tattoo. Now moving on to my second tattoo. My second tattoo is on my foot, and it is of a crescent moon. I got this tattoo when I was going through not a breakup. My boyfriend now and I at the time were like having like just like a rough patch, and I just felt like I was just going through a lot. I was going through a lot of transitions. I was 19 when I got it, and like a lot of things were changing. I felt like I was just like transitioning into like this new phase in my life. So I got the crescent moon to kind of represent that. That was one of my I usually like really take time to like think out my tattoos. Like I have a whole like note section on my phone of like what I want to get tattooed next and like ideas that I have for tattoos, and that one was something that I knew I wanted, but like the timing of it was so spur of the moment. I was visiting Boston again. I was visiting Boston, which is actually the place I've gotten, between LA and Boston are the two places that I've gotten most of my tattoos. But I was visiting Boston, I got off the plane and I was like, I want to get tattooed. I need to find a tattoo artist. And I found this super dope tattoo artist. She was at the Boston Tattoo Company. Her name was Roz, I'm pretty sure. She was so nice. And I was freaking out because as I was driving there, I realized I wanted to get it on my foot, and everyone had told me that like your foot is so painful to get tattooed. And I don't know if it was like Roz specifically, or like I have a higher pain tolerance than like I think I do, which I don't think that's the case. But yeah, the tattoo itself, like easy breezy, like was not painful. There were a couple of spots that definitely were a little bit more tender, like whenever she would go over like certain bumps on my foot, but it was an outline, so definitely kind of a cakewalk in terms of tattoos. But yeah, that was my second tattoo. I love it. Again, I've just had, I think I've been, I don't know if it's like my skin or what, but I've just like been blessed with really good artists that I've never had to get touch-ups. That one is, it's honestly like stayed pretty solid. I've had it since I was 19 and I'm about to turn 26, so about 7 years. And yeah, never had to get a touched up, and I like love it. It's one of my favorites. It's like really cool to look down. And again, it's like, if you don't have tattoos, it's so interesting because you, once you get one, you like cannot imagine your skin without it there. Like if I were to look at my like a blank foot, like I know one of my feet is not tattooed, but like if I were to look at my right foot and not see that tattoo there, I would be like so weirded out, and it just becomes like a part of you, and it's like in your skin, so it's just something you get used to seeing every day. Now my third tattoo, I have to think about this. So I got my Sanskrit tattoo, then I got my moon tattoo. Oh, my third tattoo is my third tattoo is my biggest tattoo. So my third tattoo is on my arm. You see it here, but you'll see in the video up there a little bit clearer, but it's a skull with a moth over top. I got it by this artist also at the Boston Tattoo Company called Dia, and she took such time and like was so meticulous with every single little detail on my tattoo. I'll leave her handle down below if you're in the Boston area. But yeah, it is like, I think it's so hard to say because like I really do love all my tattoos so much, but I think it's definitely my favorite. Just like the level of detail, it's so beautiful. I like love the whole message around it was supposed to be, in my mind, was supposed to be about like duality and like how there was like a specific poem that I based it off of, but I cannot remember now, or a quote, I mean, but it was supposed to be about the whole idea of like there's like balance in everything, and like with the darkness comes light and vice versa. So people are not like one extreme or another. We're kind of all on the spectrum of like being either good or bad, or making good decisions or poor decisions. So yeah, I really love this tattoo. I love the meaning behind it, and every time I look at it, I'm like, it's like it's definitely the one that I get the most compliments on. It's like the sickest work of art. So yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so next, I don't know why I only have 8 tattoos. Like people that have more tattoos, I don't know how they like know what order they're in. So I got, I'm trying to think of what my next tattoo was. Okay, my next tattoo was a breakup, like an actual breakup with my boyfriend. And I was like very pissed and very angsty during this time. And this is probably like my most spontaneous tattoo, and like definitely the one that I like did not think about before I got it, but like I love it still. And like funny enough, I'm with that boy, and like I said, I never regret any tattoos. We were both in very different places in our life at that point, and it's like kind of interesting to see like where I was when I got that tattoo versus where I am now. So yeah, fuck it, whatever. But yeah, my tattoo is this little bitty guy. I've only ever gotten 2 tattoos in Miami. I like leaned more towards like the other places I've lived, so Los Angeles and Boston, but they're definitely way more expensive. But it's worth it. I am the biggest proponent of like spending as much money as you want on a tattoo, because it's going to be on your body forever. You're gonna have to live with it forever. You're gonna have to look at it every day. And laser treatments are very expensive, so you better be happy with it. But yeah, I have this little broken heart in red. It's my only color tattoo. I got it on my middle finger. And obviously that is because I was very angry. I was angsty. I was going through a breakup. You know, some people cut their hair. I go out and get tattoos. Much to my mom's dismay. She is now used to it, but took her a little bit to get there. My next tattoo is probably when I moved to LA, and that is the number 16 on the, I always forget because I like don't see it every day. It's covered by my bra most of the time, but it's the 16 on the left side of my like torso, on my back rib. It is my parents' anniversary date. Their anniversary is on April 16th. My birthday also so happens to fall on June 16th. So 16 is just like a good number for me. And yeah, it was a moving to LA post breakup tattoo, because I was like, my parents have been together since they were like kids. They've been together for a very long time. They've known each other since they were 4, back in Colombia. So yeah, my parents are the ultimate love story. I'll have to do a whole story time. I've told all my friends because it's like actually the sweetest story in the entire world, but I'll have to do a whole story time about like how my parents got back together, and very, very cute. Then my next tattoo was, I'm trying to think. My next tattoo was probably my pinky tattoo. I don't remember if my pinky or the 16 came first, but it was like somewhere around that. So I got my pinky tattoo. I had a friend who, when I moved to LA, I made a friend here, and he was like amazing, so sweet. And he always used to draw these like little stick figures with holding a heart, and he was just like he was from Hawaii. He was a very, very cool, like nice guy. And I met him when I was working as a waitress when I first moved here, and he was just like very, I don't know how to describe it. He was just like a very good person. Unfortunately, he passed away. And so as like something to commemorate him, and just I had known him for a very short period of time, but he just like was one of those people that's like infectious. And I'm really sad that I didn't get to know him longer. But yeah, I got that tattoo after, I want to say like it was like 6 months or a year after he passed away. And I got it kind of just like as a commemorative tattoo. And it's funny because it so happens to be on the same hand as my broken heart tattoo. So yeah, I got this one just to represent the little heart that his stick figure used to be handing out to people. It was very sweet. So yeah, next tattoo. Okay, we've gone through, I'm trying to think, do I have any more? Oh, my next tattoo is also on my ribs. It's right under my boob. And it is a rose. It's about that big. It's a rose like outline. So like I said, and most of my tattoos are in, actually all of my tattoos but one are in either black and gray or just like a black outline, something along those lines. So I really wanted like this, like a really pretty like single needle tattoo, and this is where my new tattoo artist comes into the picture, and I love him, Frankie. I had reached out to one tattoo artist, and I would like really loved his work, all this stuff, and I had asked him like for a price quote. Again, kids, good tattoos are expensive. I had asked him for a price quote, and it was just like very much out of my budget. But then he recommended Frankie, who he knew from like working with him, and like I think Frankie was also his like mentee or like apprentice or something at some point. He like definitely learned from him a bit. And I hate this tree. I'm moving soon. Woo. Yeah, so Frankie had learned from him a bit, and he showed me his work, and his like, he like specialized in these beautiful single needle roses, and I was like, I need this guy to tattoo me. So I got tattooed by him, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's so gorgeous. I like wish it was like on a more prominent part of my body so I can see it more, but yeah, I can't wait to get like more stuff done by him. I've gotten 2 tattoos so far by him, and like I'm obsessed with both of them. And that brings me to my final tattoo, and it is this little guy on my, it's upside down, but this little guy on my wrist. You can't really see it because again my skin is so white, but I will post a little photo up here. But yeah, it is a K, and like really pretty like old English kind of font, and I got it, my dog Cookie, who I had since I was 8, she passed away. She lived for like 17 years. She lived a very, very long, loving, great life. But yeah, I was very, those of you who are dog parents understand, having a dog is like having a kid. I'm not equating it to like a human child, but I'm just saying, like, if you're a dog parent, like you realize like they become like so much part of your life, and they become ingrained in your life. And my Cookie was my dog baby. I was in love with her. She was the best little thing I've ever had in my entire life. She was the best little furry human partner. She was literally a person. So I needed, again, tattoos are so cathartic for me, and they definitely helped me get through a lot of things. So I wanted to get a tattoo to commemorate her. And yeah, I got that tattoo, and it's really nice because it's like little and dainty, and it's just like a nice little reminder of her. I have her, actually I have her picture right here if anyone wants to see it. That was her. She was so little when we first got her. She was like this big, so teeny. But yeah, she was like the sweetest dog in the entire world. I always tell people I got blessed with 2 incredible dogs. I have my dog Dexter now, and I had Cookie, and yeah, couldn't ask for better little pups. So now onto the piercing portion. This will be short because I don't have a lot of piercings, because again, I'm a wimp when it comes to pain. Piercings hurt. Whoever wants to disagree with me can disagree, but piercings hurt 10 billion times more than tattoos. So my first piercing, I only have three like notable piercings. So my first piercing that I got was this one up here. I got it done in Miami back when I was in high school. I think I was 17 when I got this done, because it was right after I graduated high school. So yeah, so I got this one done, and it wasn't supposed to be there. I took it a picture, and he like put my piercing somewhere else, but I was like, eh, like it was literally, piercings in Miami are actually disgustingly cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks for the piercing, and I was like, yeah, it looks cool, no one has it, might as well get it. So I got this one. Yeah, I have very good, I've always healed pretty well when it comes to piercings and tattoos, so I've never really had like problems. I've never had to take anything out, nothing like that. So I got this one, and then when I was living in Boston, was I in Boston? I don't remember if I was in Boston or if I was in Miami, but then I got this guy tattooed or pierced. They were both so painful. I hate piercings so much, and I like think they're so cool, and I want more on this side because like to balance my head out. But yeah, no, they're scary. And then the other piercing is hidden away. If you guys have it, you know I can do like, you can do like magic tricks with it, but just give me a second. And here it is. Oh, bet most of you didn't know I had this one. Unless you've known me for a really long time, you probably don't know I have this piercing. I go through phases with it, where I like wear it out, and then I go through phases where I like don't like take it out, whatever. I don't take it out as much, but yeah, I have my septum pierced, and it's crazy. It's like the best party trick ever, because people don't realize I have it pierced. I used to want to get my smile, I was such a punk. I used to want to get my smiley pierced, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just get my septum pierced. And my mom almost murdered Funny enough, my parents have never had an issue with my tattoos, ever. I got my septum pierced and my father stopped talking to me for 2 days. They were not happy. But it was mostly because of, like, you know, parents just get concerned because they're like, you're not gonna get a job, you're gonna have such a hard time in life. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything that involves being in an office. I want to be a social media manager. I think at that point, like, I was like acting. So yeah, I was just like, it's fine. And then, like, I called my dad back and I had it flipped in, and he was like, where did your piercing go? And I was like, see, I can hide it, so there's no reason to, like, actually have a panic attack. Now they don't care. Obviously, I'm a full-on adult. They shouldn't care. But yeah, the least judgmental was, like, actually my grandma. She's pretty rad. That is my my piercing and tattoo journey. I will update you as I get more. I'm hoping to get a couple more soon before 2020 is over. I've always toyed with the idea of getting either like a quarter sleeve or like doing like an inner sleeve where I just have the inside of my arm tattooed. But yeah, I definitely want more tattoos. I wanted like a little dainty neck one. My mother will actually chop my head off. But yeah, my dad always jokes that if Raf and I ever have kids, they're gonna come out tattooed with long hair and like a guitar in their hand. But yeah, those are all my tattoos. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more from me, hit the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post. And please, 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 please subscribe. And yeah, I will be back hopefully next week with another video. I'm hoping to do some videos coming up. I'm moving, so I'm gonna do a whole moving process before and after kind of stitch. And then like maybe a vlog. I'm not like a vlogger, but we'll see how that goes. And skincare routine, my daytime/nighttime skincare routine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.